guys, what's up? It's me, looksbylottie, and welcome back to my channel. The bangs are doing its swoopy swoop, so it's time to make a video. Literally, I filmed this video multiple times already, but because my hair looks so bad every time, I just stopped filming and I was like, I look disgusting, I hate this. This is not sponsored, but I recently switched to Batiste dry shampoo because I was on Not Your Mother's and that just wasn't working for me. But literally, I just do like one hit of this and like, it's all refreshed and beautiful. If you're looking for a good and not too expensive dry shampoo, I recommend Batiste wholeheartedly. But in case you haven't heard me talk about it on my channel, I'm actually moving at the end of May and I'm kind of stressed about it. I have a lot of stuff that I need to move. There's also a lot of stuff that I'm getting rid of and I was like, I should get rid of some of my makeup. Because you could say that I'm a makeup collector, a connoisseur, a hoarder, take your pick of word. But I genuinely have like so much makeup that I just never use. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna either just throw it out, give it to somebody else, or maybe even sell it for a quick buck, you know, if it's in good condition. So I went through all my makeup and now we have a box full of stuff. Let's break it down. If you like makeup declutters, you're going to like this video. If you like makeup, I think you might like this video. If you're a hater that's just here to hate, then I have a message for you.
All my haters are either ugly or there's no photos. But then all of my supporters are like beautiful. It's something I've noticed recently and I'm just like, what is going on? I guess it makes a lot of sense.
So take that how you will. But anyways, let's dive in. I don't even know where to start. I think I might start from like the smallest products and then kind of build my way back up. So I feel like organizationally wise and just content wise, that seems the most like chromatic or dramatic build up. So I'm getting rid of a lot of lippy products. Here are some lippies from ColourPop and you might say that they're all the same. They're actually all very different. But these I've just had for a while and they kind of started to smell and get a little clunky, so I just haven't used them because I'm like, they're expired, don't use them. But I just need to throw them out. And one of these I actually got a replacement shade for because I just loved it so much I wanted to get it again. That's Bumble. Bumble is the one that I rebought. The next shade is Sunday, which is also a good color, especially on Saturdays. Then we have Sunnyside, which is more of a nude pink, and then Gingham, which is more of like a orangey pink. I don't know how to explain it. It's unique. I received this NYX lipstick in an Ipsy bag and I have never used it and I don't plan on it. So she can go. In summer 2019, Anastasia Beverly Hills did 2 summer lip collections. I bought both of them, but the first one was kind of like a pinky summer vibes collection. This one was actually a little more cool tone than what you can see in the packaging. At least it wore more cool toned on me. And this is a shade on Mute. This is a shade Sand. I actually used this recently. It's a good like kind of neutral lip for me. I like to use it for ombre lip looks, but it's old and I can use anything else. So this is a Summer Vibes lip gloss. I actually really like this a lot and I used it quite a bit, but it's getting old. And then lastly, this is like a metallic lipstick. This is in the shade Beaming and like it seems cool on, but like when you like kind of, it doesn't really seem that metallic. It just kind of like has a sheen to it. It doesn't look that metallic on the lips, so I think that's why I maybe used it once or twice and never again. I mean, it's pretty, but if I haven't used it that much up to now, I don't need it. The second collection they did consisted of 4 lipstick minis. Now I'm keeping one of them, the shade Guava, because it's just like too pretty and I can't get rid of it yet. These just kind of had some weird shades and also a weird smell even before it was like considered expired. So like, oh, actually, this is the shade Guava. What was the other shade that I kept? I don't know. It's like a weird orange shimmer. And I don't know, I don't really like a shimmer in a lip. Like, you know, that's what you put gloss on. Like, where are you combining the two? Oh, I'm keeping Lychee. That's it. Lychee is the shade I'm keeping. And this is Coconut. Now, this is just like a normal brown. I have this brown already in something that I'm actually actively using. Oh, but it's pretty. I have it already. I have it somewhere else. One of my, I already have it. This I bought in 2016 and I don't need it because it's expired. And to be frank with you, I probably haven't used it since I moved down south. All right, so the reason why I'm holding these up from different brands is because they have the same formula. Kaja Beauty, this is like the, this is their Cushy Vibe lipstick, which I don't even think they sell anymore. And this is the matte lip cream. And for me, they just had a very strange formula that felt kind of thick. At least this one felt kind of thick, but when you like kind of blot it out, it kind of fades into nothing. At least it did on the lip. See, like that's a lot of transfer there. And same with the Rare Beauty one. Obviously you can't see it as much. This formula is a little thinner. And these just wore off really quickly, and if I'm wearing a lipstick, I want it to last a long time. I don't want to have to reapply while I'm still doing my makeup. So it's a no from me, dog. Now my hand is stained. Ugh. If you ever tried out this formula, you may be entitled to financial compensation. The melted latex from Too Faced are just like icky. Like I don't know what they tried to be. Like they were like a very sticky. Okay, that's got color though. That's got pigmentation. When it wore on my lips though, I didn't feel it have that much pigmentation. Does this one have as much? Yeah, but it's just like a ooey gooey sticky formula that's like nasty. I feel like I'm one of the only people who has tried out this product because I haven't heard literally anybody else talk about it. So if you tried it, let me know down below what you thought of it. I'll be surprised to see if somebody actually liked it. Next up is this Fenty Beauty Popsicle in shade Go Deep. This is kind of similar to the Melted Latex as far as like how it is supposed to look, because this is kind of like a shiny, glossy, that's not a good swatch, lipstick. And the color is really pretty, but it was also kind of hard to manage because I felt like it would always like kind of go everywhere. I couldn't ever contain it just on my lips, so had to put it on the chop block. I'm also getting rid of this lipstick from Uma Beauty. It's not that it's bad. I actually like the formula, but the shade is just very dark on me. It like looks like it's gonna be like kind of a purpley, but it comes off more red. It's like a reddish purple. Y'all see that? And that color, it did not work well for me. I do want to buy another color though. I saw they had like some colors on their stories that I think I might check out once I have money. Hee hee. All right, next let's talk about lashes. This is No Tea, No Shade, but I'm just getting rid of a lot of Glamlight's lashes when they made like their kind of rebrand into being like more foodie themed. The quality of these are just not that great. I think that they're more recent lashes. I'm still holding on to those. I think those are much better quality, but these just feel like very synthetic and don't exactly look the greatest, at least on my eyes, even after I cut them. And I never reach for these anymore, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. I'm getting rid of these Ardell lashes because I tried to cut them into half lashes and it didn't work. No shade, no tea there either. I don't know if I want to talk about the specific brand or the person that is behind this lash collab, but yeah, I'm getting rid of their lashes in the trash. I'm getting rid of two eyeliners just because they're old. The Anastasia Beverly Hills brush tip liner, and then also the Fenty Beauty fine liner. Both pretty good. I felt like this was easier to use than this one, but otherwise, all good products. I'm only getting rid of one brow product. When Glamlight started doing their foodie boxes, I mean, I still kind of buy all of them, as much as I can at least. But I bought their first one, and some of the products I just didn't really get a lot of use out of, so I'm giving them away. This is one of them. This is a brow pomade. This is in the shade Dark Brown. As you can see, these are not really that dark brown. I don't even know if this is like really that good anymore. It's like my first time opening it. The only person I think this could work for is my friend Jenna, and I don't think she does anything to her brows. Oh, hi Jenna, and also hi Gareth. I know you guys are watching at home. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about some complexion products. Hopefully I'm not talking about any of your faves here. Things can get kind of hairy. A long time ago, I was told to try out the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And not only did it look like peanut butter on my skin, it also smells terrible. I haven't smelled it since I first used it, so let's see how she is. This smells like that cough syrup that you had to take as a kid when you like were sick, and it was like the cherry kind and you had to have like the dispenser, like your mama put it in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a something else. It's not good. I do not recommend. Back when I got my first Champagne Pop Mini, it also came with this, and I thought that this was a lipstick, but it actually turned out to be a liquid highlighter. I never used it, so it's going in the bin. If you watched my full face of Fenty Beauty video, you may remember me talking about the shimmer matchsticks. If you didn't, I can kind of debrief for you. They're not that awesome. Like, okay, that's pigment. I don't want to blend it out of my face, so let's blend it out of my arm. That's not blending. It got on my fingers though. Yeah, I don't know how they got that mixed up. The matte matchstick formula is so good, but the shimmer one is so bad. They did so wrong there. Throwing out my Tarte Shape Tape. 1, because it's empty. 2, because I prefer more lightweight concealers now that aren't so heavy and thick. I think that's also just the way that makeup is going. We're just more lightweight and carefree. So this is more like a body product, but in one of the Glam White Foodie boxes, I received this Caribbean Glow Body Luminizer. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, those are so expensive. Like, you have to hold on to it. Well, does this look like my shade to you? Answer, no. I have been able to sell this, so I might just get rid of this. If this looks like something that will interest you, let me know, because I've been holding on to this forever and I've never used it. I'm also getting rid of 2 highlighters from Glam White. There's nothing wrong with the formula. They're actually very pigmented and very pretty, but these shades in particular just do not match me. I'm going to show you the caps because I don't want to spill this out everywhere. This is the shade Island Vibes, a very beautiful peachy pink. But do you think that's gonna look good on me? Nah, not on my face. And then we also have Cookies and Milk, which is a beautiful blinding bronze shade, but once again, not my shade. I used this as an eye topper once for a look, and I haven't used it since. So, don't need it. I'm really sad to see this go. The Huda Beauty Stick Foundation just did not work for me. I wanted it to so bad. First of all, I didn't get my correct shade. It was very orange. Second of all, I don't know if I didn't use the correct primer. Every primer I use, even pore filling, I still looked really cakey. I still looked like I had a bunch of pores. So, for me, it's not worth saving right now, especially because it's not my skin tone. But maybe in another life, maybe in the wintertime, I could try you again. The last face product I have to show you today, if you remember, Becca and Khloe Kardashian and her best friend Malika did a collab a couple years back. Now they did some nice face palettes, I think they released some lipsticks, but I don't want to say infamously released, but they released these highlighting shape. These highlighting shapes, they're in cute little X's and O's. They're supposed to be a bronzy highlight. As you can see, it's not really a highlight. It's just kind of like a shadow. It's not really that good. I saw people on the internet say that they were able to get the highlighting effect by crushing the letters, but then what's the point of putting it in letters? I'm mad at myself that I fell for this gimmick. All right, now let's get into palettes. So this is actually a color correcting palette that I got many years ago from Ulta Beauty for a birthday gift. As you can see, I used it quite a bit, especially these 2 shades down here. It's old. I don't really color correct anymore, so I don't necessarily need it. Next palette I'm getting rid of, I'm so glad to see this go. I don't even know why I bought this. The Makeup Revolution Vintage Lace Highlighting Palette. First of all, I guess I can hold it like this. First of all, I can't really use most of these shades unless I want to use them as an eyeshadow topper. I can really only use this as a normal highlighter. Second of all, it's a weird duochrome. Obviously this one isn't that weird. This one's a weird reddish orange. I don't even know what this is. And this is green bronze. They're just not shades that I use very often, especially for highlighting. And also the smell is straight up chemicals. This next palette I actually bought off of somebody because I thought that the color story was really cool, but lo and behold, it's just the same as every basic palette with just a few pops of color. I haven't really used this that much since I bought it, but this is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Here is the inside. Obviously, as you can see, there's some fun little shimmers. I especially really loved this shimmer right here, but I just never reach for it anymore. I haven't reached for it for a long time, so I just don't need it. I have a few palettes from Glam White. This first one I have to be careful with because one of the shadows actually busted, I think, in shipping. This was one I picked up in the foodie box. They either sent you this one, which is the Veggie Lovers palette, or they sent you the Meat Lovers palette, which had pinks and reds and purples, and I think maybe even a gray in there. But this color story is a little different. This was one that I had a lot of trouble working with. The greens are gorgeous, and the formula itself is fine, but with that busted black shade, I just never really wanted to reach for it. First, I never want to get my hands dirty. See, I've even been careful when I got on my finger. So yeah, not one I would be willing to sell, but you can look at it right now, and now it's gone. This next Glam White palette is the Donut palette. Now, I'm gotta give it props for its really fun packaging. Squish, 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 squish. But when you open it, you're like, okay, this is interesting. We got some pretty colors. Oh, some neutrals. Makes sense for a donut though, because donuts are brown. And we have a highlight in the middle. The highlighter is pretty. She's a highlighter. She can shine. But honestly, the formulation of these shadows is not the typical Glam White formula. I don't know what it is, but I actually tried these out and I filmed an IGTV with them, and I was actually disappointed in how bad the formulation was. So if you want to buy it off of me, sure, but user discretion is advised. Another palette I'm getting rid of is the huge ABH Noir Vena Volume 3 palette. Now this is a pretty shade range, I'm not gonna lie, and the colors are very pretty, but the pigmentation was not equal, I guess I would say. Some shades you can blend out into nothing easily, and others were more blendable. The shimmers, they're okay. They're not blinding, you know. It's nothing to tell home about. And this just takes up a lot of space, so I don't need this. I don't even think I've used this since 2019, maybe early 2020. This next one I'm kind of sad to let go because I was super excited when it launched, but after I played around with it, it was just not it. This is the Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette. Now these colors are really pretty and they are, you know, that pastel icy vibe, but it was just another situation where I would just blend it and it would blend into nothing, or I pat it on and there wouldn't be a lot of pigmentation. There are some shadows that I will definitely miss, like this one, and especially this one. This one is just all sorts of pretty. I've even used it as a lip topper before, but I can find these shades in other palettes. Be okay without you. Another Morphe palette that I'm very happy to let go of is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection palette. This one specifically is Bling Boss, and the formulation is just, I mean, it's as bad as they say that it was. The shimmers are kind of chunky, the mattes are really hard to blend out. It's just kind of a mess. I'm getting rid of it because it sucks. These last two brands are pretty controversial as far as their owner goes, and I do not personally align my morals with the same morals that the owners do, and so I'm like, hasta la bye. I don't want to give you my money. And I was kind of dumb and stupid at the time that I bought these palettes, and I don't reach for them anymore, so it's time for them to go. So first we're going to talk about Too Faced. Let's talk about this abomination. I actually bought this at TJ Maxx. That was my first warning sign, but you know, rose-colored glasses. So this is the Chocolate Bonbon palette. The packaging is cute and I like how it does smell like chocolate. You know, that adds a little bit of fun to it. When you think of chocolate bonbons, you think it's mostly going to be like a browns palette. Well, actually this is pretty much a browns palette with some pops of pink. There's a purple right there. Yeah, there are chunks that are out of this. It's fine. The formula is bad. I don't know what's up with Too Faced formula, but for me, like, the mattes are fine. Like, they're not the greatest. They don't feel the greatest on the eye, but the shimmers are just very lackluster. I'll show you more with the next palette. Next up is the Too Faced Sweet Peach. This is kind of like a bittersweet moment for me because this is like the first super high-end palette that I bought from Sephora. I watched a video of Laura Lee's and I was sold on it, but I really haven't used it that much since I bought it. I actually swatched it and the swatches looked really bad. These are all the shades on the inside, and I have some beef. First of all, this is the Sweet Peach palette. Why do we have purples? Why is Talk Derby to me a purple shade? Why is that even in here? Because peaches are mainly grown in Georgia and South Carolina, not Kentucky. They're just trying to be Southern, but they never lived a day in the South. They really only gave us like 3 peachy pink shades, and the rest is just like whatever the heck they wanted to do. And the shimmers are pretty lackluster. This one was my favorite. That's part of the reason why I bought it. But if I'm gonna swatch on my arm, what? That did not pass the vibe check. Last, but certainly not least, although in my heart it is Jeffree Shart. No. Oh my god! Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So I bought 2 of his palettes, and honestly, I just haven't had an interest in using them since, and so I'm selling them / getting rid of them. The Alien palette is up for sale. I tried to sell it for a while though, and nobody has been interested in buying it, so I'll probably just end up throwing it out. This is kind of sad because I remember like watching the launch video. I was with my friend Maddie. We were so excited, and we had no idea how unaligned with our own morals he was. The shades are fine for the most part. There are some that are a little more unblendable than others. The color story is just kind of hard to work with. Like, it was hard for me personally, kind of like the Veggie Lovers palette. It was kind of hard for me to create a look with this, with only this palette, because I'm like, a lot of these colors don't really work together. They don't really blend well together, so it's like, what's the point? And last but not least, I'm definitely sad to see this one go. I'm letting go of my Jawbreaker palette. I have a love for this one. I used to use this all the time, especially when it first came out in 2019, even a little bit in 2020. There are a lot of shades in here, but I love, especially this row right here. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And a little bit of everything. But kind of after everything came out, I just wasn't really that interested in Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and so I never reached for this palette, and so it's time for her to go. I don't think I can sell this because it's such a hot mess, but I guess if you're interested, I can sell it at a discount price. Alright, so that is everything that I'm getting rid of for my spring declutter right before I move. Have you tried any of these products that I mentioned today? Let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts, if they worked for you or not. I have a lot more stuff to do to prepare for this move, so please bear with me. I might skip an upload or two while I'm preparing for this move and while I'm moving, so it happens, but I'll be back, I promise. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't already, go ahead, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. Come join us. We have a lot of fun. We make a lot of jokes. Sometimes I talk about my hooded eyes and annoy people. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!